you can't just have IT on its own. I mean, a few years ago, you could put in a ERP solution or a database, and that IT solution would solve the problems. But today, you've got to have people understanding more about the IT infrastructure and how to make IT benefit the people. I mean, I think these days CIOs are much more involved in the business side of things, making IT relevant to the business than what they were 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, I just came from a meeting today with 2 hours ago with a CIO of an insurance company who's got 2 systems. One is our BPM system and one is a CRM system. And his problem is he wants to be able to stop the people having to Alt-Tab to toggle from one to the other. He's got a business problem. He's got the IT solutions solve the problems today. So BPM does his processing for his applications. CRM is managing his agents and his people in the field. But how do you combine the 2 solutions? I mean, his people are saying, I don't want to have to Alt-Tab from one to the other. So as a CIO a few years ago, he'd solved the problem. BPM in to do the processing of the applications, CRM to allow the managers, the staff in the field to access the data and access the records and manage it. But now the people are saying, that's not good enough. We want to be able to have everything. Give us one screen, let us one login, let us access everything. So you have to have, I think today, IT solutions from multiple applications that allow the people to have very easy use of those systems. IT leaders and CIOs and heads of IT are just more involved in the business side of things today and are even more accountable to the business than they were. Once upon a time, the CIO was a fiefdom. He managed the businesses of the bank or the insurance company, and that was the way they worked. But now the CIOs are more part of executive management teams. They're on the boards of many companies and they're being held more accountable. So they have to make their IT solutions that they have implemented or are going to implement or are selecting much more friendly to the business users than they ever have in the past. And that's where I think IT and people have changed in the last 4 or 5 years. So I think business process management means different things to different people. To the vendors, obviously, it means one thing. But if you take a head of an IT department for a business, insurance or bank or something like that, when they talk to BPM vendors, they are talking about how do I improve my business processes? How do I get more bang for my buck? Possibly it's how do I downsize my staff, or how do I get more work out of my staff? How do I speed up my SLAs? How do I increase my KPIs? How do I process my workload in 4 hours, not 8 hours, using BPM? So from an IT head or CIO, that's where they come at it from. However, when we go into user land, what the user wants is they want the image on the right-hand side or the left. They want an F1 key to do this, they want an F2 key to do that, and they don't want to have to Alt-Tab or toggle. They don't want to have to print. They don't want to have to hit 3 keys to do one thing. They just know that they've got an in-basket today of paper, that they want to move that paper into a business process management solution, and they want to make things happen smoother. The users want to get their work done quicker, but they're coming at it from a different angle to the CIO. The CIO is signing off on a purchase requisition. He's responsible for getting the benefit from that money he's spending. The user just wants to have a better day at the office, make their life easier, not searching through paper on the floor, not looking for a lost invoice, being able to do a query on the screen. If I punch in Parata, bring me up all the credit card applications, mortgage loans, personal loans. I don't want to have to make a call to the records department to go down there and find all the boxes for Parata that are relevant to the last 10 years banking. So it's different things to different people. I think there's 3 or 4 critical elements. One, I think, is the design and the modeling. So you need to, if I give you an example, if you're a bank and you want to process a credit card, you might have a KPI that says, okay, a standard credit card application, I will process that in 48 hours. A silver one, 36 hours, gold one, 24 hours, and a platinum one, 12 hours, right? So if you've already got, or you're planning to put a system in, you want to know the impact on your workflow and your solution when you're putting a new campaign into the field. So you want to be able to model and simulate. So what we propose, what our solution does, is we say to the customer, look, Mr. Customer, if you do a mail campaign for say credit card applications. On Monday morning when you open the mailbag, what if you find you've got 5,000 applications or 10,000 applications or 20,000 applications? How do you model that and simulate it? How do you impact that, how that's going to impact your business? So I think modeling and simulation is quite key, where you can take and simulate the impact on the people in your company today. Okay, Monday morning, marketing does a campaign. We're going to model and simulate 5,000 credit card applications. And you can simulate, okay, what if we have 10,000 applications? What is the impact on our staff? And then you can add additional scanner operators, additional QA operators, additional credit card. So you can model and simulate the effect of this campaign that you've had, and you can see the impact coming in. So I think you need to model and simulate what the impact of business process management will be and what the impact on workloads will be. If there's a campaign, if you're an insurance company and there's a tornado strike, what if you're suddenly inundated with 10,000 insurance claims? How are you going to handle that with the workload you've got? So you can be able to model and simulate the impact on your business and say, okay, scenario is, here's our network, here's our IT, here's our 20 users, here's our QA clerks. You model and simulate all the work going through, and you say, all right, what if I add 10 more here and 5 more here? Then you might meet your KPIs. So one module is modeling and simulation. The second one is to be able to administer and monitor. So you need what the supervisor views. You need a supervisor that can, or an administrator that can look at the business process management and monitor what's going on. You need rules in the system. Again, looking at, say, a credit card application, what if you have a mandate to process all the mortgage loans that came in by 10 a.m. by 5 p.m. that day? At 4 p.m, you need to know how many documents are still sitting in the inbox ready to be processed in the next hour, because you might need to say, okay, Alan, I need you to stop what you're doing and start processing these mortgage claims, mortgage loans and applications and things like that. So you need a view. You need a view to be able to see what's going on. You need a content repository, somewhere to manage it that's safe and secure and archived. And you need to be able to design the workflow. So you need a designer tool to be able to design if there's a new business, if the bank or the insurance company creates a new product, they may want to have a new workflow. So you need some sort of designer tool that the system administrators or the users can use to say, okay, here's how we think. We're going to release this new financial product. We think we're going to have 5,000 applications in the first day, slowing down to 2,000 a day. Here's people we need to be involved in that workflow. So you need to design a tool that can design the workflow, and then you need to be able to pass that designer tool to the IT guys for them to test it in production and then put it up in production.